Hello, and how is everybody doing out there today? I hope you all are having a good day. And we have a piece of veal chuck roast here in front of us. I was able to purchase this at the market, and what we're going to do is we're going to braise this off, and then we're going to place it in the oven with some herbs and finish it in the oven, and then we're going to make a nice sauce from it. It's going to have tomato in the sauce. It's not going to be a tomato sauce, but it had tomato in the sauce. And then I'm going to make a batch of fresh pasta to serve this veal with. And of course, we'll have some sides as well. So the first thing we want to do to get started here is we're going to put some salt and pepper and a little seasoning rub here on the veal. So what I have in my seasoning rub is salt, pepper, some paprika, and some garlic, granulated garlic. So we're gonna season this off, and then we'll let it sit for a few minutes while I mix up the pasta, and then we'll braise it off and get to cooking. Okay, now we're going to start on our pasta. So what we have here is 1.5 cups of flour, and we have about a half a teaspoon of salt in the flour, which I'm gonna mix that up here. And we're gonna do a classic pasta, which is flour, salt, and eggs, just 3 ingredients. So here I have 2 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks in this bowl here. So we're just gonna pour that into the well that I made here in the bowl. And now we're gonna mix this up. And a lot of home cooks don't make their own pasta, but I think a lot of them can, because if you can bake a cake, make cornbread, and make banana bread, you should be able to make pasta too. The thing with the pasta is the kneading of the dough after you get it mixed. You have to knead it well, because that'll make your pasta turn out nice and flavorful and tender. So the kneading process is important. You don't want your pasta to be chewy, so that's why you have to knead it well. So once we get the ingredients mixed in here good, then we have to fold it out onto the counter and start kneading it. So I'm going to continue with that process, and then I'll come back once I have my pasta kneaded and ready to be rested before we roll it out and cut it up. Okay, folks, we have a hot pan here. We're going to use this pan to braise off the veal. A few minutes on each side, maybe 2-3 minutes on each side. Get a brown sear on it, and then we're going to get it in the oven. We also have some aromatics that we're going to add to the braising liquid: onions, tomatoes, garlic. We have some bay leaves in here. We have some cilantro, celery in here as well. So this is going to go into the pan with the braising liquid also. So the next thing is get our veal seared off, and then we'll get it into the oven to finish the braising process. Okay, so we have our vegetables cooking off in the pan. We're not really trying to cook them all the way through. We're just getting them started. And now we added the tomato paste as well. So we're going to add our dry seasonings in here as well. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add about a half a cup or so of white wine. The white wine is going to deglaze the pan for us. We're going to put a little bit of stock in here. We'll add the meat back, and then we'll get this into the oven. Okay, so our veal has been in the oven for about an hour and 15 minutes now. It's nice and tender. I could cut it with the fork. So I'm going to remove the veal from the pan. We're going to strain out these braising juices, and we're going to make a nice sauce with that. Okay, so I rolled the pasta out, and I have it sitting here underneath the plastic. And I have some semolina flour on here as well. It's very important to not let your pasta dry out before you cook it when you're having fresh pasta like this. So we're going to leave it covered up until we're ready to cook. We're going to get this sauce together. Pasta only takes a few minutes to cook. It'll be the last thing to go in the pot, and then we'll get our dish served up. Okay, everybody, here's our braising liquid. So we have probably about a cup and a half or so of this liquid here. And we're gonna reduce it a little bit. And I do have some cornstarch and water if I need to thicken it up even more. When I make pasta, I like for the sauce to be thick on the pasta, so it will cling to the pasta and you can enjoy it much better. So we're gonna taste it now. This is where you want to taste and get your seasoning perfect, and then we'll be ready to cook this pasta and serve this up. So I feel some heat, and also there's enough saltiness, so I think we're almost ready to go. Okay, everybody, so we have our braised veal here, served up with some homemade pasta and some yellow squash. We topped it off with a little parsley, give it some color and flavor. Our next step is we're going to give this a taste test and see how good it tastes.